Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of getting started learning Linux. If you missed part 1, be sure to go back and watch that before you dive into this. I'm going to link that below for you guys there. So if you're familiar with Linux, if you've been through the first video, you kind of know how to pull up a terminal and kind of maneuver around inside Linux, especially Kali Linux in this situation. But with that, guys, we'll go ahead and jump in here and get started. I want to open up a terminal. Last video I left off, I think we were on the LA command. So this one we're going to pick up kind of from there. People that are new to Linux, there's several websites online that you can look at, like how to use Linux and how to maneuver, and that's all well and good. But also inside of Linux, there's ways to look for help here for whatever command you're trying to run. So in this instance, I want to use nmap as an example. If you haven't seen my nmap video, be sure to go check that out as well. You can find that through my channel page. Just kind of the top 10 commands that are really useful there, especially if you're wanting to get into pen testing and anything like ethical hacking related. So I'm going to start one, type in nmap. Well, let me go ahead and zoom up here a little bit for you guys, make it a little easier to see. We'll do nmap-h. And with this, it's going to show you what options that you can run with nmap to kind of get the results that you're looking for. Here you have like script scan, -sc, -script, -p, -sn, -ss, like all the different scan techniques. I'm not going to go real in depth in this one particularly, but if you'll go watch my nmap video, I'll go a lot more in depth for you guys if you want to check that out. So if you notice I done -h. This may or may not work for every command. Everything's kind of different. But you'll notice in Linux when you start looking for help, if it's a letter, it's usually 1-. If it's the word help, it's usually -- help. So single letter, 1-, full word, 2 dashes. So kind of a demo of that. Let's do, I think, air crack. If you're not familiar with air crack, it is used to crack Wi-Fi. I may do a video here in the near future with that, kind of show you how that works and how to crack Wi-Fi passwords. But for air crack ng, you're going to do -- help. Enter. So it's kind of similar to the same options that you would use here. It's like it has WEP, WPA, PSK, like cracking options, -w, password list. Kind of similar, just like this is basically just to help you guys with commands you're running to see what switches you need to implement in order to run the command that you're trying to run. So both of these are very helpful. The help command is amazing, but something even better than this that's a little more in depth is what's called man, which is kind of like the manual for whatever you're using. So we'll just use the same command we just had, but we'll do man instead of help. And then we're going to do air crack -ng. We'll hit enter. So this is the manual that's provided in Linux for this tool. So it's synopsis, description of what it is, kind of what it does. This is pretty much on every command you'll find there's some kind of manual. These are very useful, especially if you're starting out just now on your path to learning Linux or even learning hacking. Man pages will be one of your best friends. That and Google anyway. So also YouTube. There's a lot of useful channels out there, and one of the best ones I follow, or a couple, is like John Hammond and David Bombal. Even Network Chuck has some really great content if you guys want to check them out. I've learned so much from them, especially getting started. I'm still kind of a newbie. I do have like nine certifications, with my latest being certified ethical hacker. I have put in a lot of study hours, but those guys and their channels really help pave the way, and as well as like Professor Messer, if any of you guys just want to learn like to get your Security Plus or A Plus or anything down that route. And then another guy's Michael Myers. That's Mike Myers. He does a great job explaining things, and his book on A Plus stuff was phenomenal and really pivotal in helping me pass my exam. So, but this is the manual page to go through and look at like all the options that you have, an explanation of what they do, why they're there. And so if you'll notice here at the bottom, it says manual page, air crack, blah, blah, blah. Press H for help, Q to quit. Be sure you notice this on some pages. Some of them may be different, maybe Q to quit or just a simple Control C if you're on a Windows PC to get out. So let's go ahead and quit out of this. Brings us back to where it was. And I'm going to clear the screen here to kind of make a little room. And to clear the screen, like easy way with the keys is just you'll do Control and then L. That'll kind of clear everything out. It don't necessarily like make it disappear. It just kind of scrolls it up to where it's back to where you were. But it just moves everything up so it looks like a fresh screen for you guys. So again, those are very useful. Next, we're going to move into what's called find command. You have find, locate, whereis, and which. They're all really good if you're looking for something. So say you're looking for, where does this aircraft NG live? Like, what's its file location? Similar to like with Windows, you could go to File Explorer and hunt for the file that you're looking for. But in Linux, you can just type in locate. We'll do aircraft-ng. It's going to show me every location that appears. So scroll back up here. So it's going to be file user, your bin, aircraft NG, but it's also user include, user share, applications, documents. So anywhere that aircraft NG appears, it's going to be there for you to kind of narrow it down and look for it. Another one after this, you can do whereis. It's if you're looking for like a binary file, you can use the whereis command to kind of locate it. It'll not only show you the location of the binary, but also the source and the man page if they're available. So clear this again, bring it up to the top. So something that you guys can use too. So say I just type that command that you just seen with using find or locate. So if I wanted to rerun that, you can hit the up arrow on your keyboard and it's going to pull the last one that you ran, and if you hit up again, it's just going to go through every one that you've done. So this is useful if you want to do this, to hit up, and then I'm just going to go back and change the word locate. And I'm going to type in whereis, and it's going to pull just the binary files where they're located and where the man page comes from that I was showing you guys a minute ago when we were looking through that. So another good one is the word, or the command is which. And it's like whatever's more specific, it's going to return like the location in the path variable in Linux. So let's do kind of the same. We're going to hit the up arrow again. I want to change this to which. Space. So and this pulls a lot less option here. But it's not just sufficient to know the path of directories, but also look for the commands you can execute at the command line. So when you enter aircraft NG from the command line, the operating system looks to the path variable, which is this location, to see where it's running from. So if we run just aircraft-ng, see how it turns blue? That's when it goes in and locates where it's running from, so it can run straight from here and you don't have to switch directories. So it's white here, but once we enter the full command, it turns blue. So this dash help is just from where I run it before, with the help option. That's why it's grayed out. You can kind of auto-complete this. If you'll hit the right arrow on your keyboard, whatever's there, it'll finish out writing for you. Also, something you can do if you have aircraft dash, if you'll hit the tab button, it will auto-complete most of your commands, or it'll show you every option that lays under that kind of spells out what you're doing. And I'll show you another example of that. We'll do user/share/ I'll do WO. See how it has word list. So now say I wanted to use rock you, I can just do RO, hit my tab button, it auto completes it for me that way. And then you can do, I think sec list is in there. Yep. And then if you hit just tab, it'll show you everything that's in that directory before you can go down. So if I wanted to do, say, fuzzing, I could just type an F and hit tab. It's going to finish, and it would show me that directory. Well, I'd have to do CD to change to that directory, but that's how you auto-complete. Kind of save you some time on the keyboard, make you a little bit faster, and just all that comes with time, guys. So no big rush. Okay, so after those commands, we're going to talk about the command of find. It's probably the most powerful and flexible for as far as searching, and you can kind of begin your search in the directory you're in, and then you can also do the file name, but also the date of creation or when it was modified, owner, group permissions, and the size. So, alright guys, so this command you're going to do find. You're going to do /-type. We're wanting to look for F, which is a file. We'll do dash name, and then we'll say Apache 2, which is what you use for a web server. Version 9, so I'll probably have to run that as sudo. So let me scroll up a little farther here so you guys can see. Yeah, because I think it runs through the Etsy command. Prop type preparation item. Okay. So here's a good time when I said you can use the up arrow. You can hit that. If you hit the home button on your keypad, it'll take you to the beginning of the line. Just gonna run sudo. Hit enter. Gonna prompt for a password. Okay. So this will show you where Apache 2 lives and what the file type it is here. So it's in the user, share, 19 overrides Apache 2, the sbin, PHP, run user, cron, log rotate. So it will show you from, like, it'll start at the top of the file system, which is root, and then it'll go through every directory looking for Apache 2 in the file name, and then it'll list every instance that it finds as that has that file name. So something quicker would be if you was to run just in like the etc directory. So in this command, let me clear the screen and make this a little bit better for you guys, easier to see. All right. So when I have find, this little slash that you see here, and this is the directory saying running from the root of the directory. So if I go beside this and I put etc, it's only going to check the etc directory. Again, the type, it's going to look for F, which is file, then the name of the file that I'm looking for, which is Apache 2. Hit enter, boom. That's everything that's in the Etsy file that's listed as Apache 2. So makes it a lot faster if you kind of know the directory that it should be in that you're looking at. But even if you don't, you can just start from the root and let it hunt everything that you need to. Like if you've made a file somewhere and you can't remember where you put it, this is a great command to do that. So moving on. Okay guys, I have like 2 more commands I want to show you in this video, and then that'll be it for this one, and then here in the future there'll be part 3, part 4, so forth and so on. Just trying to keep these kind of short for you guys, help you get through, not overload you or overwhelm you with too much. So this next command we're going to talk about is going to be grep. So if you've never heard of grep, it's kind of like a way of filtering the results that you have, kind of narrow everything down. I enjoy grep. It's really good for if you're filtering, like, say, a word list, or especially like RockU. I think it's like 14 million passwords, seems like, if I'm correct. Don't quote me on that, but around 14 million sounds correct. Lastly, the command I want to go over with you is going to be grep. So grep is really good as far as like working like a filter. So say you have a really long list of something, you're just looking for a particular word or cadence or certain numbers, like whatever you're looking for, you're going to use grep to pull that, to narrow down and filter all the things out that doesn't have that. Really going to save you a lot of time. One of the best examples I can think of is showing you is using like RockU, like looking for a certain password. So we're going to grep out the word QWERTY, which is QWERTY, like on your keyboard, which don't ever use that as your password. It's a terrible password, just like using password as a password, or welcome, or admin. Like, don't ever do that kind of stuff. That's terrible, and it'll get cracked in no time. So say maybe you have a password and you're wondering, like, I wonder if that's in RockU's list. And RockU, like I said earlier, is like 14 million passwords. So what you can do is you can type in grep, the word that you're looking for, and then the location that you're wanting for it to look at to filter it out. So we're going to grep the word QWERTY. This is what the word list I want to look at. I want to use a share word list, rocku.txt. I want to look in this list. I want to see if this word exists inside of rocku.txt to see if my password or whatever maybe look for is part of this list. So once you have this in, you're going to hit enter. And you're going to see how many passwords contain the word QWERTY inside of rocku.txt. And as you can tell, it is a lot. So even altering it, like with numbers, special characters, anything like that, doesn't really make it any safer or stronger of a password. Because, like I said, here it is. You guys can see it yourself, like how many times it appears just in the RockU list itself. I mean, I'm still scrolling, and it's a ton of occurrences of it. So, like I said, don't use that for a password. So guys, I believe that's all I have for this video. This is, like I said, part 2. Be sure to click and check out part 1. It's going to be linked down below for you guys to watch. Other than that, tune in for the next one, and I hope you guys are learning, and just rewatch this as many times as you need to and build that strong foundation, and we'll keep building on that from here and building with this series. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or anything you're not sure about, be sure to comment below. Other than that, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you again for watching.